Hello and welcome to hankgames. I think my name is John Green, and this is the national song of Montserrat. There you go. It turns out the national anthem of Montserrat is God Save the Queen, because it's technically a British land. So one of those like tiny remnants of a once great empire was caused entirely by the fact that coal happened to be close to the ground in England. But anyway, as you can see, Adebayo is the top scoring player in all of League Two, and also the best, and also the most handsome, and also the strongest. So today's topic is from Ashton, who also donated the Project for Awesome to pick a topic. As you can see, we're starting Bowman Reeves. We got Meadsy out there on the left midfield, not his preferred position, but we have absolutely no depth. Actually, that's an understatement. We have less than no depth. Anyway, Ashton wanted me to talk about the Loch Ness monster and shared mythologies across continents. As it happens, I used to believe in the Loch Ness monster. Funny story. So, my mom, my beloved mother, now big believer in the spiritual world. I think she believes in ghosts, and I don't, or at least I don't know. The whole idea makes me nervous. I start going down a logical rabbit hole that makes me very anxious when I think about ghosts, or when I think about mythological creatures, or when I think about like the weird fact that there's a Yeti in the Himalayas and a Bigfoot in America, and that across times and cultures what's the issue? Was there what was the problem? Excuse me, referee, sir, was there an issue? Oh, I was deemed to have cheated for passing the ball to the left, which apparently is now against the rules. Right, so oh, that's nice, that's good. By the way, we're starting Adebayo Aziz up front, along with his teammate in name, Adebayo Fenwa. Oh, not a great volleyer of the ball, it must be said. But congratulations to him just for getting on the end of that cross. That's not easy when you're a 65 speed. So, yeah. So, right. So, I mean, I guess the two things that I would say is I don't think that there is an actual Bigfoot. I don't think there is an actual Loch Ness monster. At this point, Loch Ness has been plumbed to such a degree with sonar and everything else that if there were, we would know about it. But what I do believe is that people believe this stuff over centuries, and not just all people believe it. On some level, we all engage in this kind of magical thinking. I actually think this is often this is criticized as something that's irrational about people, that we believe in that we believe that the bread and wine that we have at communion can turn into the body and blood of Christ, or that we believe that or that we or the million things that we sort of believe without considering, for instance that it makes sense to have turf grass on your front lawn when it just doesn't, when you could be having vegetables or stones, something that didn't take up water and money. I thought this is something that I find encouraging about humans, actually, is that we're able to imagine this stuff. I don't understand. I mean, I've read my fair share of Jung, but even so, I don't really understand why across cultures and across times we seem to invent or imagine similar stories, right? Why we always have a trickster character in our mythologies, or why. Oh man, I'm trying to pound the ball there a little bit. Oh, that was almost a miracle goal by Fenwa because of my gegenpressing. I don't know what that is, but I know that I've instructed my players to do it. Or that the Yeti in the Himalayas and the Bushkaba Bigfoot in the Americas have a lot in common, right? They're both large and hairy and etc. And these these stories arose independent of each other, and I don't think it's just attributable to coincidence. And I also think, like, when we look at our contemporary shared mythologies, like for instance Star Wars, you find you find large and hairy characters like Wookiees. And I don't think that's coincidental either. I think that there's something about this connection between the ways that we are animal and the ways that we are not that people find really interesting. So as for the Loch Ness Monster, I think what people find interesting about it is that it's a place that it's a place that's well known, but that is also sort of mysterious, right? Like the water in general is a place that we can know and can swim in, but that we can't quite live in. The water for us is sort of someone else's territory. Gosh, that was close to being a goal. And there it is, the opening goal, and he kisses the ground and he walks on. I don't even know who scored it. It was beautiful. It was a great cross in from who was it? And then Fenwa got on the end of it, and then it just opened up for him, and he's a finisher. He's a poacher. I don't know his name. Who was it, Meredith? Was it Meadsy? Meadsy? Out there on the left? Our usual starting left back? It was Meadsy! I don't have a good name for him yet. Any suggestions you should put in comments. Meadsy! I'm so proud of him. Is that his first goal? Is that what that said? I wish I could go back in time and look, but I can't because we're on to the next goal. Anyway, everybody who said that I was going to be screwed when we got rid of this, I've gotten better at FIFA is what I'm trying to say. Admittedly, although this team is actually pretty good. I think they're in the top 5. So this is my first real test of my new FIFA strategy. By the way, I didn't mention this, but it's raining in England. It's a surprise. Right. So I think like underwater creatures, giant underwater creatures that are powerful and rare fascinate us and have fascinated us across time and space. I think largely because the water is a place that is both of the earth and not, like literally not of the earth, Did you guys have just a disagreement? I like Meads because he's a little bit of a firebrand. Did you see how he had a little bit of a handshake, but it wasn't just a handshake? That's my Meadsy. Fenwa, on the other hand, gentle giant, great captain, takes care of the club. Really respect him. Our captain for today, however, is Buckminster Fuller, just because it is so important in architecture with the invention of the geodesic dome. I think that's where our fascination with the Loch Ness Monster or with, that's got to be a red card. You don't treat Fenwa like that. That's rude, and it's mean, and it's uncalled for. He got right up because he's like, oh, you know what? If Fenwa had just rolled around on the ground and whined and moaned, this guy would have gotten a red card. But because Fenwa is an incredible professional, it's just a yellow card. Bad refereeing, in my opinion. There, see my shorts? See our shorts, Meredith? They're kind of out of focus, but they look beautiful. Wow. It's beautiful. Oh, what did I do? All I did was chop him across the frickin' balls. This guy's a coward. Just can't deal with being beaten. Get there! Oh, Fenwa was there, but he's just... The funny thing is he's not particularly tall, I think it's time to make a substitution. Poor Reeves, I start him every game because we have no other midfielders, and he's so tired at the end of the game. And then Bowman is tired. Aziz, I'm going to leave you in there. And then we only have Beer to replace him with. And then Meadsy is really tired. But Meadsy, you just got to suffer through, buddy. And then I think that's it. Oh, we could bring in Tom Elliott. Well, maybe we'll bring in Tom Elliott at the end of the game. Or T.S. Eliot, I guess I should start calling him. He's a beautiful poet. So that's my theory with why the Loch Ness Monster has resonated in our brains for so long. The UK is a relatively small island, and it needed its own, it needed its own creature. And I don't think there's. I would also argue, by the way, that just because something is mythical doesn't mean that it's not real. I mean, it might not be physically shoot. Oh! Went off the post. Got very lucky there. I just could not get anybody to cover him. So we're Gegen pressing, but we're not pressing on the edge of our own penalty box, apparently. That's a nice move. That's good stuff, man. Not quite good enough, though. I obviously, I think obviously, I don't think there is a physical Bigfoot. I don't think that that means that Bigfoot stops being interesting, or even necessarily that Bigfoot stops being real in a manner of speaking about realness. I don't know what that was an attempt to do, but I admire how hard he was able to kick the ball. Like lots of constructed things are still sort of real, I don't know, desks are constructed and yet real. And I think that I kind of think that we approach myth wrong a lot of times when we think of it as provable or disprovable by science. I think that that's just the wrong way to think about the stories that matter to us. I don't think myth is history, except, or if it is, it's its own kind of history. Like the history of Romulus and Remus is separate from the rest of the history of Rome. And if we imagine it as like sort of a straight line, then we're just, I don't think we're doing the story of Romulus and Remus any favors. Oh no! Wow, super lucky that didn't go in the net. Yikes. All right, let's just kick it long and see if we can hold on to this 1-0 lead. Uh-oh. It's all Plymouth Argyle right now. I know Plymouth is a real place because that's what they named the rock that the Pilgrims landed on. So I assume the Pilgrims were from Plymouth, and I assume that's why they have ships as their little symbol thingy, because they are, constantly leaving Plymouth for fair shores. Get that ball. That's a really, really good series of passes. And it's Aziz. Oh, wow. But see, that's how a quick counterattack that's supposed to be AFC Wimbledon style, that's the style I've tried to build for them. That's how a quick counterattack can work. We never score from corners. Oh, man. I feel like we need to... that was actually closer than we have been. Let's just take a real quick last substitution. Let's give Autobiolock and Fenwell. I'm so scared of these guys getting injured now because all of our players are hurt. Let's just bring on T.S. Eliot. He's a beautiful poet. It's a wonderful gift. Wonderful gift of just for the ear of language. There we go. I know you're tired. Guys. The good news is we've got 4 days off after this game. 4 whole days. Now backtrack. Now stay on the ball. Good passing. Shoot! Oh, it's a really good save. And Beer almost had his first goal of the season. That was pretty good stuff from Beer. Not a great player. Don't know if he has a future with the Wimbly Womblys, but that was promising. Now we're open! Oh! Wow. It's really, really hard to get something to work in the box. Context is everything. It's the 90th minute. We look likely to hang on to our 1-0 lead, but we've got to defend one last attack. We did it! Pass! Oh, don't be afraid to score again. That's a really good pass! Oh! With the last kick of the game! Oh, wow! Who scored that goal? Turn around and show me your name. I think it was T.S. Eliot, but I'm not positive. It could have been Aziz. No, it was T.S. Eliot. Of course it was T.S. Eliot. T.S. Eliot with his fresh legs finding a way to open up the Plymouth's rock of a defense. And there we go. T.S. Eliot. I grow old. I shall wear the bottoms of my trousers rolled. T.S. Eliot. Let us enjoy that goal until waking voices wake us. What is it? Something voices wake us and we drown. I need to learn more about that poem if he's going to keep scoring goals like this. Till speaking voices wake us and we drown. Till human. It's human. Till human voices wake us and we drown. Just had to keep saying it. There it is. 2-0. Congratulations to the Wimbly Womblys. Oh, it's a beautiful victory. And you can no longer say that it's just because I'm cheating. Maybe it's because I'm getting slightly better at FIFA. Only slightly better, admittedly. That's a great win at home. We're going 6 points clear at the top. Everything is beautiful and nothing hurts. Thank you for watching. Best wishes.